Yeah. So coming to symmetrical components. Actually, the power system, the power system network is a three-phase, three-wire system. So generally we use a three-phase, three-wire system when the system is working in a balanced condition. So what do you mean by balanced condition? So when the balanced load is connected to a power system network, then that can be called as a balanced system. So when the three phases are in a phase displacement of 120 degrees, then that system can be called as a balanced system. Okay. So when the system is balanced system, then the components in the three phases. So what are the three phases that we have generally? R phase, Y phase, and as well as B phase. So these three phases have equal in magnitude and a phase difference of 120 degrees. So then that system is called a balanced system. So we are interested to work on a balanced system instead of a unbalanced system, because when there is a balanced system, then the voltage magnitudes of these three phases VR, Vy, and Vb will be equal in magnitude. Let me say it is a V. Similarly, the currents which are flowing through the phases R, Y, and B will also be equal in magnitude. So what is the use of this thing? When a balanced system, when we consider a balanced system, then the currents like IR at an angle of 0 plus IY at an angle of 120 degrees plus IB at an angle of 240 degrees or 120 degrees, the combination, the sum of these three phase currents will be equal to 0. These three phase currents will be equal to 0. So in that case, the current flowing through the neutral is 0. The current flowing through the neutral is 0. So this is a balanced condition. This is a balanced condition. But we have discussed here, IR is equal to IY is equal to IB, which is equal to I. So that is the meaning that the balanced currents flowing through the phases. That means R phase current, Y phase current, and as well as B phase current. If you add these three currents, then there will be a sum of 0. That means these currents are called to be balanced currents. Balanced currents. When these are balanced, then the neutral current is always 0. The neutral current is always 0. Similarly, if you want to calculate the apparent power, if you want to calculate the apparent power, which is equal to S VR into IR plus Vy into Iy plus Vb into Ib. So we know that VR, Vy, Vb all are equal in magnitude, which is equal to V here, and IR is equal to Iy is equal to Ib, which is equal to I. So if you replace these three with respect to V and I plus V and I, then the apparent power can be written as 3 into Vi. So this is a three-phase power. So the advantage is here, when a three-phase system is balanced, then the number of equations to be solved is reduced. Number of equations to be solved is reduced. Number of equations to be solved is reduced. And the time taken to calculate these equations is also going to be reduced. Okay. So whenever the power system is under steady state condition, then these balanced parameters will be existing. So when these balanced parameters will become unbalanced, whenever there is a fault taken place in the power system. So that means whenever there is a fault, then these unbalanced parameters will, these balanced parameters will become unbalanced, and in unbalanced condition, in an unbalanced condition, in an unbalanced condition. Earlier we have taken as R phase is equal to Y phase is equal to B phase is equal to V when there are balanced parameters. Similarly, IR current is equal to IY current is equal to IB current, which is equal to I. But whenever the system becomes unbalanced, these parameters will not be equal. These parameters will not be equal. So whenever you are calculating the complex power, the apparent power, then this will become like this. VB into IB. Earlier we have taken VI and VI, which is equal to 3 VI, but it is not equal to now 3 VI, 3 VI, because these parameters are not equal. We cannot consider this as a VI. Okay, so you required a number of equations to be solved. So you require 3 equations to be solved for each phase. So therefore, the number of equations required to solve will be increased. Time taken for the solving of these equations will also be increased. So similarly, one more important point here. Earlier we have taken like IR plus IY plus IB. So I mean to say like IR at an angle of 0 degrees plus IY at an angle of 120 degrees plus IB at an angle of 240 degrees is equal to 0 in case of balanced system. But in case of unbalanced system, it is not equal to 0. Therefore, the neutral current will exist. So in the balanced current, the value of this neutral current is 0. But in case of unbalanced condition, there exists a neutral current. As long as there is a neutral current, then the system is becoming unbalanced. So I repeat once again. So what do you mean by balanced and unbalanced parameters? If you know this one, then we'll go to symmetrical components. So the power system is represented with a three-phase, three-wire system. So we know the three phases like R, Y, B phases. Some textbooks they have written like U, V, W phases. So any phase, any notation you can take. So R, Y, B phases in a balanced condition are having equal in magnitude and are displaced by a 120 degrees of phase shift. So in a balanced condition, the magnitude of all the phases will be equal, considered as equal. Then VR is equal to Vy is equal to Vb, which is considered as V, and IR is equal to Iy is equal to Ib, which is considered as I. Then the summation of all the currents in a balanced system will be equal to 0. This is not an arithmetical sum, it is a vectorical sum. Okay, so IR at an angle of 0 degrees plus Iy at an angle of 120 degrees plus Ib at an angle of 240 degrees becomes 0. Therefore, the neutral current is equal to 0. So whenever the system is becomes unbalanced, that means whenever there exists a fault in the power system, then these balanced parameters will become unbalanced. In that case, we are not taking equal magnitudes, so each of them will be separately written. So the power will be not equal to 3 into Vi, and the summation will also be not equal to 0. Therefore, there exists a neutral current. Therefore, you required a number of equations to be improved to solve in a power system. So what is the remedy for this? So how can you reduce this number of equations and time taken for calculating these equations means these unbalanced parameters. So whatever the unbalanced parameters because of the fault existing is going to be replaced with a set of balanced components. Set of balanced components. These are called symmetrical components. These are called symmetrical components. Okay. So whenever there exist an unbalanced parameters, those parameters, unbalanced parameters, are to be replaced with a set of balanced components, and those set of balanced components are called symmetrical components. Symmetrical components. So what are these set of balanced components means? Positive sequence component, positive sequence components, positive sequence components, and the negative sequence components. And the third one is zero sequence components. Zero sequence components. So these three are the set of balanced components, and these three are used for representing these unbalanced parameters. So every time when we are representing with suffix 1 is nothing but the positive sequence component. Every time when we are representing with suffix 2, that is called a negative sequence component. When we are representing with suffix 0, these are zero sequence components. Zero sequence components. So as we discussed now, these unbalanced parameters, let us take voltage in the R phase, voltage in the Y phase, and voltage in the B phase. So these became unbalanced because of the fault occurred in the power system. These parameters become unbalanced. So how to represent these unbalanced parameters with a symmetrical components means a set of symmetrical components I am representing with a positive sequence, a negative sequence, as well as a zero sequence. Okay. Similarly, a positive sequence, a negative sequence, and a zero sequence. Similarly, for B phase also, a positive sequence, negative sequence, and as well as a zero sequence. So by representing with the set of balanced parameters, the time taken for calculation is also reduced, and the equations will also going to be reduced. So you may be having a doubt here. Sir, instead of having single equations, we are writing in terms of three parameters. It is nothing but again we are going to increase the time taken for the calculation purpose, isn't it? So there is a provision here. If you know one set of balanced parameters and the remaining two phases can be written in the form of a single phase. So that is also we are going to explain in this session. Okay, now. So here the conclusion up to now is first one. When the power system is under balanced condition, then the neutral current is equal to zero, and the algebraic sum of the currents, phase currents, will be equal to zero, and the magnitudes will be considered as same, and phase displacement is 120 degrees. Then the number of equations to be solved is also reduced. Time taken for calculation is also reduced. When there is a fault in the power system, these balanced parameters will become unbalanced, and these unbalanced parameters will not have the same magnitude, and therefore there exists a neutral current, and the algebraic sum of the phase currents will not equal to zero. Okay, now so the complex power is also not equal to 3 into Vi. To represent these unbalanced parameters, we required a set of balanced parameters. So these balanced parameters are three types, like positive sequence component called symmetrical components. So the symmetrical components are positive sequence component, negative sequence component, and zero sequence component. So each unbalanced parameter can be represented by using these three set of balanced components. Okay, so this is for voltage representation. Similarly, you can write current representation like IR1, IR2, and IR0. Similarly, for Y phase, IY1 plus IY2 plus IY0. Similarly, for B phase, IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0. So this is for current representation, and impedance representation also you can represent like ZR1, ZR2 plus ZR0. For Y phase impedance, each unbalanced parameter I am representing with a set of balanced parameters. ZB is equal to ZB1 plus ZB2 plus ZB0. So the conclusion is here. The set of three unbalanced parameters can be represented by using 9 balanced parameters. Is this correct? So all these are the balanced parameters. So these three unbalanced parameters, any three, you can take current or voltage, any three unbalanced parameters are represented with a set of 9 balanced parameters. 9 balanced parameters. Okay, so this is another conclusion from this side. So three set of unbalanced parameters are represented by using 9 balanced parameters. Just now we have discussed. Let us take a voltage unbalanced parameter. I am representing with a set of 9 set of balanced parameters for each phase. For each phase, 3 balanced parameters. Okay, so here it is Vy1, Vy1, Vy2 plus Vy0, and Vb is equal to Vb1 plus Vb2 plus Vb0. Now, if you know R phase balanced parameters, then you can represent the remaining two phases balanced parameters with the help of these R phase parameters. Or if you know Y phase parameters, balanced parameters, then you can replace the remaining two phases balanced parameters with respect to Y phase parameter. So therefore your time will be reduced, and the calculations will also be reduced. So this can be done by using a notation. That notation is represented with K or lambda or alpha or A. So any one of the notation you can take. So this notation is nothing but having unit magnitude, and it is a vector having unit magnitude and 120 degrees phase displacement. 120 degrees phase displacement, which is rotating in a counterclockwise direction. Which is rotating in a counterclockwise rotation, counterclockwise direction. So by using any one of the parameter, these balanced parameters are replaced by any one of the phase among the three phases. So in different textbooks, it has been mentioned with a different notation. So in this session, I am going to take this notation. I'm just taking it as a K notation. Okay. So my K notation will be now K can be taken as 1 at an angle of 120 degrees. 1 at an angle of 120 degrees. So it is a vector which is rotating in a counterclockwise direction, having unit magnitude and 120 degrees phase displacement, which is used for representing of balanced parameters with respect to another phase. So don't be confused. We'll be understanding once we entered into the complete topic. Just I'm giving the introduction regarding symmetrical components, balanced parameters, unbalanced parameters, how to write with each phase. Okay. So here, this is a notation K, which is a vector having unit magnitude and phase angle of 120 degrees. So in the examination, public sector examination and gate point of view, there will be problems based on this. So what is the expansion of this one? Minus 0.5 cos 120 minus 0.5 plus j sin 120 is equal to 0.867, 8667, right? So this is a k, the value of k. What is the value of k square then? K square is nothing but k into k, which is equal to 1 into 1, 1, 120 plus 120, 240 degrees. K square is equal to 1 at an angle of 240 degrees. And the value will be minus 0.5 cos 240, and the sin 240 is equal to minus j 0.8667. This is the value of k square. And what is the value of k cube? It is nothing but k into k, 1 at an angle of 240 plus 120 is equal to 360 degrees, or it can also be written as 0 degrees, which is equal to cos 0, 1 plus j sin 0, 0. So this is equal to 1 only. This is equal to 1 only. Okay. So what are the conclusions here? If you add k plus k square plus k cube. So what it will be? Minus 0.5 plus j 0.8667 minus 0.5 minus j 0.8667 plus 1. So plus j 0.867 minus j 0.866 will be cancelled out. Minus 0.5 minus 0.5 minus 1, and minus 1 plus 1 will become 0. So this is nothing but 0. So the main conclusion here, k plus k square plus k cube is equal to 0. So most of the times asked in the public sector examination, k plus k square plus k cube is equal to 0. So in other words, if you take common k, then this will become 1 plus k square, which is equal to 0. So if you bring this k to this side, again, the value of 1 plus k square is also becoming 0. So any one of the form it may be asked in the examination. So three important conclusions from this, that is, 1, k is having unit magnitude and 120 degrees phase. Second one, the value of k cube is equal to 1. And third one, the summation of 1 plus k square is equal to 0, or k plus k square plus k cube is equal to 0. So these are the important conclusions from this k notation, which is used for writing the balanced parameters of one phase into another phase. Okay, so this is regarding k notation. After that, so we have discussed the symmetrical components, right? The symmetrical components, the use of the symmetrical components is to represent unbalanced parameters with respect to a set of with respect to to represent these unbalanced parameters into a balanced parameters by using symmetrical components. So the symmetrical components are again of positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence. So the word I am saying like sequence, what is the meaning of this sequence? What is the meaning of this sequence? When the system is dealing with more number of phases, so it is necessary to follow phase sequence. It is necessary to follow the phase sequence to understand the system. Because if you are dealing with a single phase, then you can call it as a phase and a neutral. If you are dealing with three phase, then you have to represent with phase, and as well as neutral. So this is a three-phase system. If you are dealing with more number of phases, like 6 phase, 12 phase, then it is necessary to follow the sequence. It is necessary to follow the sequence, and also you have to represent this particular phase with respect to a particular sequence. So when you are dealing with more number of phases, then the phase sequence, that is a must to represent the phases. Why? For example, there is a fault existing in the power system. Any one of the phase has been shorted. Then the phase voltage and phase current of this particular phase will be varied. So if you are saying it as a phase, then which phase is going to be affected and where the protection has to be given. So for that reason, you have to represent these phases with respect to a sequence. Okay, sir. Then where we will get the sequence? Generally, the sequence of any system can be obtained by using its order of the system or direction of the system. The sequence can be obtained by using an order of the system or the direction of the system. And we know very well that our power system consisting of the synchronous machine or an alternator, which is rotating with a synchronous speed. So as it is a rotating machine, we can decide the sequence by using its direction. So how the rotation is taken place, depending upon that, you can be having the sequence. So in a synchronous machine, if you take a synchronous machine, the main parts of the synchronous machine are stator and as well as rotor. Stator and as well as rotor. Okay. So which one is the stationary in the synchronous machine? Obviously it is a stator. So stator is a stationary part and rotor is a rotating part. So rotor is a rotating part. Now it is very clear to us that from where the sequence can be obtained in a power system, the direction of the machine. So the direction of the rotor. So as and when the rotor is rotating, then the sequence can be obtained. The sequence can be obtained. So from the how can you decide the sequence? How can you decide the direction of the rotor? Just by connecting to the prime mover of the turbine. Prime mover of the turbine. If the turbine is rotated in counterclockwise direction, then the sequence will be depending upon the counterclockwise direction only, or the sequence will be based on the turbine rotation. So being electrical engineer, we will be thinking like the sequence is taken from the rotor rotation instead of considering the turbine rotation. Because our electrical part, the main rotation will be starting from the rotor only. So as the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction, the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction. Therefore, therefore the sequence can be considered by using its rotor direction. Okay. So here I am taking rotor direction as counterclockwise direction, right? So when the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction, I am observing from here. I am observing from here. Then I am getting the first phase which I am going to watch. Each phase is displaced by 120 degrees. This is also by the winding, because for the rotor and the stator for the stator we are wounding the winding with respect to 120 degrees phase shift on the stator side. So therefore each phase is also displaced by 120 degrees. When the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction, when the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction, I am observing the first phase which is coming to me is R phase. And after 120 degrees, this phase will become, this phase will appear here, and this phase will appear here, and this phase will appear here. Then I am calling it as Y phase. And after 120 degrees, I am observing another phase of phase B, which is obtaining after 240 degrees. So how can I note down my phases when the rotor is rotating in a counterclockwise direction? First I observed R phase, after that I observed Y phase, after that I observed B phase, again R phase, again Y phase, again B phase, and R phase. Like that the phase sequence will be obtained. So this is called a positive sequence components. R, Y, B are called positive sequence components, because the rotor rotation, depending upon the rotor rotation, the sequence which are developed, which are generated by using the rotor rotation are called fundamental sequence or primary sequence or positive sequence or positive sequence or system sequence or system sequence. So these are the basic sequence which is taken as a reference, which is taken as a reference. So what is the definition for a positive sequence components? The positive sequence components are the sequence components which is having equal in magnitude with 120 degrees phase angle, and the phase sequence of these components are same as that of original phase of the network, or the sequence at which the system is working before the fault condition is called positive sequence components. So these are the standard sequence components. So positive sequence components are R, Y, B. Each of these phases are having equal in magnitude and as well as displaced by 120 degrees phase angle, and the direction of the rotation of these phases is equal to the direction of the rotation of rotor. Okay. So whenever there is a fault existing in the system, then the components which are having equal in magnitude but rotating in opposite direction, that sequence is called negative sequence components. Okay, so how can you calculate the negative sequence components? So earlier positive sequence components are like this: R, Y, B, rotating in a counterclockwise direction. So opposite to that of positive sequence is meaning of rotating in a clockwise direction. So R, so next it is Y, next it is B, because R, Y, B is rotating in a clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. So these sequence are called negative sequence components. Negative sequence components. So generally the vector rotation is observed in a counterclockwise direction only, because I am taking reference it as a positive sequence component. So therefore, how can I write these negative sequence components? I can write like RBY. RBY is called a negative sequence component. Okay. After that, third one, zero sequence components. So we are having only two rotation. One is counterclockwise direction, another one is clockwise direction. So if the vectors are rotating in counterclockwise direction, then we can call it as a positive sequence components. If the vectors are rotating in a clockwise direction, we can call it as a negative sequence components. So these two rotations are over. So you cannot rotate other than this. Another chance of having this sequence is called a stationary sequence, or there is no rotation at all. There is no rotation at all. That sequence is called zero sequence components, which is not rotating, in any direction, Therefore, this is called zero sequence components. Anyway, these zero sequence components having equal in magnitude, but there is no rotation. There is no rotation. As we discussed just now, sequence can be obtained by using its direction, or rotation. If the rotor is rotating in counterclockwise direction, positive sequence component. If the rotor is rotating in negative sequence clockwise direction, negative sequence component. If the rotor is not having any rotation, then zero sequence component. When there is no sequence, when there is no rotation, there is no sequence. Got my point now? Sequence is nothing but rotation or direction. If it is rotating in counterclockwise direction, positive sequence components. If it is rotating in clockwise direction, negative sequence components. If there is no rotation, there is no sequence, called zero sequence components. Zero sequence components. Okay, so this is the information regarding positive sequence components, negative sequence component, and zero sequence components. So what are the significance of these sequence components? If you want to understand that one, first of all, you have to understand this. So this is your synchronous generator, stator. Each phase is wound with respect to another phase at an angle of 120 degrees. So this is the stator. Okay, and here it is the rotor. Field winding is wound on the rotor and given a DC excitation, constant DC excitation, which in turn produces the flux phi. Let us take this is rotating in a clockwise direction. Okay, then this is a reactance of phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3, or RYB phases. You can say it as R1, XR phase, Y phase, B phase. Okay, then the phase currents existing here, it is IR, IY, and IB. Induced EMF in the ER, EY, and EB. In each phase, induced EMF will be existing. So here it is the terminal voltage VR, Vy, and Vb. Okay. So when the system is working under steady state condition, the general sequence is called a system sequence, which is nothing but positive sequence only. So I am replacing with all positive sequence components. I am saying it as a positive sequence. I am putting it as 1. So for all the phases, it is same expression only. So I'm not writing for all phases. Okay, let me write for first time. Okay, this is also E1, and these are also EY1, and this is also EB1. Okay, so this is the system components which are existing at the very first time or in a steady state manner. Whenever there is no fault existing, so these are called positive sequence components. So the significance itself, the positive sequence components are nothing but system sequence components, which are uh, useful for the system like general sequence applications. So whenever there is a fault, any type of fault, so there are 5 to 6 type of faults are there. We'll discuss in the fault section. So let me take any type of fault existing over there. Then these balanced parameters will become unbalanced now. These balanced parameters will become unbalanced parameters now. So therefore, these all unbalanced parameters are replaced with a set of balanced components. So Vy1 plus V V sorry VR2 plus so it can be replaced with the yeah. So this can be replaced with VR1 plus VR2 plus VR naught. And similarly here also IR2 plus IR naught. I am writing only for R phase. So the remaining phase also same. So ER1, ER2 plus ER naught. Okay. So now whenever there is a fault existing, then these balanced parameters are becoming unbalanced, and these are represented with respect to all the three sequence components, Okay. So generally the positive sequence components are used for setting up the relays and circuit breakers, because the relay has to work with a sensing, like a very high sensitive device. Relay is a high sensitive device. It has to work as per the setting value. So whenever there is a fault current flowing through the particular circuit, then relay has to sense it and it has to act. So therefore minimum fault current and maximum fault current also we have to consider. Therefore the positive sequence components are used for setting the relay and as well as circuit breaker set values. Okay, so it is relay value is set by lowest fault current values, and the circuit breaker is set by highest fault current, because even highest fault current is going to flow through the circuit. The circuit breaker has to withstand, otherwise the electrodes in the circuit breakers may be melting, then the circuit breaker functioning will not be perfect. So therefore it has to withstand a maximum amount of fault current. It has to withstand for that. So the circuit breaker is designed for highest fault current rating, and the relay is designed for lowest fault current rating. So in the competitive examination, it is also asked. So the relay setting will be done by using lowest fault current value, because anyway fault current is a fault. It has to restrict the fault current even it is a small. So therefore relay has to set by using minimum fault current, and the circuit breaker has to set by using maximum fault current. So we'll come to that faults at the time we'll also discuss. So the minimum fault current will be in the line to ground fault, and the maximum fault current will be in the three-phase fault. Okay, three-phase fault. So based on these two fault conditions, these positive sequence components are going to be set. Okay, so in the negative sequence component, there exists a beautiful concept behind this. So listen carefully. So what will be happened in the negative sequence component means, let us see now. So I'm just taking a small example. So this is for only R phase I'm explaining. Always phase means with respect to neutral. So this is with respect to neutral. I'm just taking for R phase, and it is x1, and this is ER, and this is VR, and this is the neutral value. Okay, so before fault or for the positive sequence component, these are replaced with suffix 1, so it is ER1. Okay, a very important topic here. So this is for positive sequence component. So what happens when there exists a fault? For example, this is a power plant which is existing at a power station like NTPC, right? So these terminals are connected to the grid, and the grid is the load is connected to the grid. So somewhere there is a fault taken place, then immediately this generator will not sense that fault, and it will not rotate. It will not going to stop its rotation, because this generator doesn't know that the fault is existing here. Okay, so what happens when there exists a fault, even though there exists a fault in the terminal side, this is called the terminal side, the generating side will not having any effect here, because the rotor is about to rotate. Always it is going to rotate in its prescribed direction to produce the positive sequence components. But because of the fault existing in the terminal side, these parameters became unbalanced. And there exist a negative sequence and as well as zero sequence components. There exist a negative sequence component and as well as zero sequence components. Positive sequence will always flows from generator to load. The current always flows from generator to load. That is the positive sequence current. But whenever there is a fault, there exist unbalanced parameters, and these unbalanced parameters will be replaced by using a set of three balanced components. So therefore, a negative sequence component is also existing as and when there exists a fault. Negative sequence is nothing but which is flowing opposite to the positive sequence component. Got my point? Okay. These terminal voltage is having negative sequence, but the generator will not rotate in an opposite direction because of this fault. Anyway, it is rotating in its own direction. Therefore, only positive sequence component will be produced, and there is no negative sequence component is going to produced. This is what the main important point here. Okay, so in the terminal side, you may be having the negative sequence, but in the generation side, you may not have the negative sequence component. Generating voltage will always rotating in a positive direction only. So therefore, only positive sequence component will be existing, and there is no negative sequence component will be generated. Generated sequence is always positive sequence components only. Just now we have discussed. Positive sequence components are nothing but system components, or generated sequence or original sequence. Okay now. So positive sequence means only generated sequence. There is no negative sequence is generated. There is no negative sequence is generated. So what happens when it is not having the negative sequence component generation? This ER2 is equal to 0. That means this voltage is short circuited, and the negative sequence current will flow like this from VR2, and the negative sequence current is IR2, and this is X2, negative sequence reactance. Okay. So what are the conclusions from this? So I will write in a single diagram. So this is the reactance, this is the generator voltage, and this is ER1, this is X1, this is I1, this is VR1. So I'm writing in a negative another color for understanding. Then the negative sequence components will be VR2, X2, and ER2, which is equal to 0, and I2. So this is flowing in this direction, this is flowing in this direction. So because of I1, I1 is flowing in this direction, I2 is flowing in this direction. Because of I1, flux of I1 is generating, which is rotating with a synchronous speed. Similarly, because of negative sequence current, negative sequence flux, and which is also rotating with a synchronous speed. So what is the relative speed between these two synchronous speeds? It is 2ns. That means 2 into 120 f by p. Poles are fixed, then the generated frequency is double the fundamental frequency. The generated frequency is double the fundamental frequency. So the important conclusion here from by using negative sequence component is the flux produced by the negative sequence component is having a relative speed of 2ns. The flux produced by the negative sequence component is having a relative speed of 2ns with respect to positive sequence. As a result, there exists the circulating currents which is having double the fundamental frequency. There exists a circulating currents which is having double the fundamental frequency. Double the fundamental frequency. So circulating currents means internally circulated in the machine, which produces the heat. Which produces the heat. Therefore, the winding of the alternator, more particularly field winding of this alternator, will be damaged. The field winding will be damaged. So protection of the alternator is very, very, very important. So therefore, to avoid this negative sequence components, there will be a negative sequence relay will be placed in the generator terminals. Negative sequence relay, which can sense this negative sequence currents. Because once negative sequence currents are entering into the generator, there exist the circulating currents which are double the fundamental frequency, which increases the circulating currents, which produces the heat and which damages the field winding of the generator. So to avoid this one, we are going to place a negative sequence relay in the generator terminal side. Generator terminal side to avoid these circulating currents, which damages the field winding of this generator. And the next one, the zero sequence components. Zero sequence components. This zero sequence components does not have any rotation. Does not have any rotation. Therefore, magnitude is same. IR naught, IY naught, and IB naught. There is no phase displacement between these sequence component phases. Therefore, magnitude is same, but there is no phase sequence between these. So that this is called zero sequence components. So always the zero sequence components are with respect to ground. Very important point this one. Zero sequence components are always with respect to ground, whereas positive sequence components and negative sequence components are always with respect to neutral. With respect to neutral. Okay. Whereas zero sequence components are always with respect to ground. With respect to ground. So whenever these components are represented with respect to ground, then this is called zero sequence components or leakage components. Leakage components. These are called leakage components. These are called leakage components. Okay. So as of now, nothing to confuse. I will write in a single place here. So this is An unbalanced system, I will explain one by one. Right. So I'm just for representing for voltage only. Similarly, you can represent for current and impedance also. So this is an unbalanced R phase, unbalanced Y phase, and unbalanced B phase. These unbalanced parameters are represented by using three set of components. So this is a positive sequence component, this is negative sequence component, and this is zero sequence component. So VR can be represented with VR1 and VR2 and VR0. Vy can be represented with Vy1, Vy2 and Vy0. Similarly, B phase VB1, VB2 and VB0. Okay. Positive sequence components are displaced by 120 degrees in a system manner. So this is 120 degrees and this is K square 240 degrees. Negative sequence components also displaced with 120 degrees K. This is also K square. Okay. So sorry, here these are negative sequence components. So we can write here. Yeah, this is VB2. This is Vy2 because positive sequence is R1, Y1, B1, and negative sequence is R2, Y2, B2 like this. Okay, now. So there is no rotation, there is no sequence for the zero sequence components, there is no phase displacement. There is no phase displacement. So here I can write VR is equal to VR1 plus VR2 plus VR0. So this one I can write like VR1, okay, plus VR2 can be written as, yeah. Otherwise I'll explain like this. Okay. Here, this is VR1, this is VR1, and this is VR2, and this is VR0. So I'm writing for only R phase, and remaining Y phase also I'm replacing with R phase. Vy1 can be replaced by using this diagram like K square times of VR1. Am I correct? And here Vy2 can be replaced with K times of VR2. Here Vy not is nothing but VR0 only because there is no phase displacement. Excuse me. Here VB1 is replaced with K times of VR1. This is very, very important representation. What we have discussed just now is for this one only. So here VB2 VB2 can be written as K square times of VR2 and VB0 is equal to VR0 only. So these are the representation of one sequence component with respect to another sequence components. Okay. So in short, I am writing all the three phases. So it can be written as VR is equal to VR1 plus VR2 plus VR0. So this is we know. And for Y phase, Vy is equal to Vy1 plus Vy2 plus Vy0. And Vb is equal to Vb1 plus Vb2 plus Vb0. Right. So this one I am writing as it is only because I am taking this one as a reference. So I am writing in different color. So I'm transforming these into symmetrical components. So this is a conclusion for this entire class. VR1 plus VR2 plus VR0, right? So I'm just taken as a reference. Then Vy1 can be represented like k square times of VR1, k square times of VR1 plus Vy2 can be represented with as k times of VR2, k times of VR2, and here it is again VR0. And this one B1 also, VB1 is the k times of VR1 plus k square times of VR2 plus VR0, right? So now I am representing these unsymmetrical, so unbalanced parameters in a matrix form, this will become so this will become 1 1 1 1 k square times k 1 k k square times, if you take common VR0, VR1, VR2. Okay, so this is a complete conclusion from the symmetrical components. The unbalanced symmetrical components can be represented by using the 9 symmetrical components 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by using a zero sequence, positive sequence, and negative sequence components as VR is equal to 1, VR0 plus VR1 plus VR2, and Vy is equal to VR0 plus k square times of VR1 plus k times of VR2. Vb is equal to VR0 plus k times of VR1 plus k square times of VR2. So this matrix is very, very important in the competitive examination also. So similarly, you can write for remaining two parameters, IR, IY, and IB is written as same matrix 1, 1, 1, 1 k square k. What is the k? K at an angle of 120 minus 0.5 plus j 0.8667. So the value, if you know, you can, if one value is there, you can calculate for remaining parameters. So this is a way to represent sequence components. Similarly, you can write for ZR, ZY, ZP also same by using same matrices. So this is the way to represent the sequence components. Okay. So in the GATE examination, one bit has been asked. So I would like to explain here just 2 minutes for the question. So the question is, the positive sequence component of a synchronous generator for R phase is given as IR1 is equal to 2.0 at an angle of minus 90 per units. Already we have discussed the per units. And the positive sequence current of the generator in Y phase is dash. So what he is asking positive sequence component of the Y phase of the generator is dash. So if you know the relation IY1 is equal to k square times of IR1. So what is the k square? 1 at an angle of 240 into what is IR1 given? 2 at an angle of minus 90. So if you multiply this, so what you will be having here? 1 into 2, it is 2, 2.0 at an angle of 240 minus 90. It is 150. So the answer for the question is 2 at an angle of 150 degrees. So that's why you should know the relation between these. So if you remember this matrix, then you can write easily. So this is the question asked in the GATE examination. So very simple to answer, but you have to remember it. Okay. So sometimes the question will be asked in the reverse manner. Okay, so the question will be given in terms of IR, IY, IB and ask you to calculate IR0, IR1 and IR2. How can you calculate this one? Simply by taking inverse of this matrix. So the matrix for that kind of problems is, if you want to calculate IR0, IR1 and IR2 in terms of unbalanced parameters, then there will be the matrix inversion you have to do, and the value will be like this: k, k square, 1, k square into k. Here it is IR, IY and IB. So these are the unbalanced parameters and these are the sequence components. So earlier it is in the form of unbalanced parameters and sequence components are here. Okay, that is the difference. You have to do the matrix inverse by adjoint of the matrix by det A. Then you will get that matrix. Okay, so this is regarding symmetrical components. And the next topic is very important, symmetrical networks. By using symmetrical components, we have to write the symmetrical networks. The symmetrical components are represented by a network model, and those networks are called symmetrical networks. Okay, and these symmetrical networks are in a phase manner, with respect to neutral or a ground. So as already we discussed, positive sequence components and the negative sequence components are represented with respect to neutral. Everybody has to remember this. These have been represented with respect to neutral, whereas zero sequence component is represented with respect to ground. With respect to ground. So most of the students are having doubt what is the difference between neutral and ground. Okay, so this is a three-phase system. Let us take. This is a three-phase system. Okay, so this is R phase, Y phase, and B phase. So this is the neutral, and this is the ground. So there is a short circuit here. Then generally you will be having a resistance grounding or reactance grounding, something depending upon the machine which is connected here. Then what is the difference between the neutral and the ground? So whenever there is a balanced system, what do you mean by balanced system? Each phase is displaced by 120 degrees and equal in magnitude, then that can be called as a balanced system. If the system is balanced, then the neutral and ground will be same. There is no neutral current. We have discussed at the starting of this session. The neutral current is zero. As and when there is an unbalanced system existing, then there exists a neutral current. Then exists a neutral current. That neutral current will be flowing through the neutral point and to the ground, or from the ground to the neutral. So this is a difference. So that is the reason why we are always discussing like a balanced system only. For the balanced system, there is no flowing of current through the neutral. If there is a flowing of current through the neutral, means that definitely the system is become unbalanced. Okay, so that is the difference. So positive sequence and negative sequence are represented with respect to neutral, and the zero sequence components are represented with respect to ground. So I will explain in detail. So generally, the neutral current is what is nothing but IR at an angle of 0 degrees plus IY at an angle of 120 degrees plus IB at an angle of 240 degrees. Right? So in a balanced system, the value will be 0. So only one network is present, that is called a positive sequence component, is enough to analyze. When there is a fault, an unbalanced system, right? So whenever there is a fault, then This unbalanced system will be represented by using same principle, same concept. This unbalanced system is represented by using a set of three balanced equations. So let me take like IR plus IY plus IB, so which is not equal to 0, right? So this unbalanced system, now this is unbalanced case. So I'm representing with a set of unbalanced, a set of balanced parameters for each phase. So IR can be represented with IR1 plus IR2 plus IR naught, plus IY can be represented like IY1 plus IY2 plus IY naught. Similarly, B, IB1 plus IB2 plus IB naught. So each phase I have represented with a set of three balanced parameters. Set of three balanced parameters. Now from the matrix, just now we have discussed the matrix. IR1 can be represented like IR1, IR2 also represented like IR2 and IR naught. But IY1 can be represented as k square times of IR1. From the matrix only I am writing. IR2 can be represented as k times of IR2, and IY0 is nothing but IR0 only. IB1 can be represented as k times of IR1. IB2 is represented as k square times of IR2 plus IB0 is represented as IR0. Now take IR1 as common. This will become 1 plus k square plus k, and now IR2 as common. 1 plus k square plus take IR0 as common. This is 1 plus 1 plus 1. Correct. And we know that 1 plus k square is equal to, we have derived earlier at the starting of the session. So 1 plus k square is equal to 0. Here also 0. Then what is the neutral current? IR0 plus 1, IR0 into 1 plus 1 is nothing but 3 IR0. 3 times of zero sequence component is flowing through the neutral. That's what the meaning. What is this zero representing? The zero sequence component. So when the system becomes unbalanced, the neutral current will be, we said earlier, it is not equal to 0 just. But after calculating with respect to the symmetrical components, what is the magnitude of current which is flowing through the neutral, which is equal to 3 times of IR naught. Very, very, very important for the public sector examinations. So neutral current is 3 times of IR naught, zero sequence component. So many questions asked based on this. Okay. Now, how to represent the positive sequence component and the negative sequence component and zero sequence components? So here, positive sequence component can be represented like so this is I repeat, positive sequence components and negative sequence components are always with respect to neutral. So this is phase and this is neutral. And zero sequence component is with respect to ground. So this is ER1, this is X1, and this is IR1, positive sequence components, and this is VR1, terminal voltage. So this is a positive symmetrical component network. This is a network. Earlier we have discussed symmetrical components, and this is a network, symmetrical component network. So what is the equation for VR1, terminal voltage? As per the KVL, ER1 minus IR1 X1. VR1 is equal to ER1 minus IR1 into X1. So this is a positive sequence component network, and this is a positive sequence component equation. Okay. So similarly, negative sequence component network. Negative sequence component network. We know that already we have discussed it. ER1 is only existed because of the rotor rotation, but whenever there is a fault, there is no negative sequence components are generated, but in the terminal side there exists the negative sequence components. This one already we have discussed in the starting time of negative sequence components. So negative sequence components are, it can be written as, so this is a negative sequence component impedance, and this is also with respect to neutral. Follow the same principle, phase versus neutral, and this is ER2, which is taken as 0, and this is negative sequence component reactance, and here it is IR2, IR2, right? So this is VR2. So VR2 can be taken as, actually it has to take IR2 into X2, but because of the negative sequence component, so I am writing it as minus IR2 X2, IR2 X2. So it is rotating towards the generation, towards the generator. So this is a negative sequence component representation. The only difference is here, the ER2 is equal to 0. Okay. And very important zero sequence component representation. So positive sequence and negative sequence are very easy, but compared to zero sequence component, it is somewhat difficult. So pay attention here, zero sequence network, representing of zero sequence network. So this is the neutral, and this is the ground. Okay, now so the voltage with respect to neutral, I am calling it as Vn. Vn is equal to In neutral current and neutral resistance Rn. So some machines are grounded by using some resistance value. So Vn is equal to In into Rn. So this is a voltage drop existing between neutral to ground. Neutral to ground. I can write the voltage existing between neutral to ground is Vn is equal to In into Rn, right? So, but what do you know? In value is here. From this In value can be written as 3 times of IR naught. So while drawing or while writing for the zero sequence component, Vn can be written as, I am replacing In with respect to 3 IR naught into IRn. So this is a Vn value for a zero sequence component. Okay, I have written the value of Vn, which is equal to I into R, neutral current In into Rn. I know the neutral current In is equal to 3IR naught. I have substituted here and I have written here. Now, how to draw the zero sequence component diagram means, network means, similar construction, similar way of drawing here. This is impedance, and this is ER naught, this is X naught, and this is a phase. I told you, right, zero sequence component is with respect to ground but not neutral. So this is a neutral value, and I am just taking with respect to ground. So this is the ground. This is the ground. And what is the value? This one is Vn. This is a neutral to ground. Just now we have discussed it here. This is a neutral, this is a ground, and this is a value of Vn. So zero sequence component is always with respect to ground, phase versus ground, and this is Vr naught now, and this is Ir naught. Now you can write an equation by applying the KVL. Vr naught is equal to Er naught, which is also equal to 0. Only Er1 existing, Er2, Er naught, both will be zeros. Okay, so later I will write here Er naught, Er naught minus Vn minus Ir naught into X naught, Ir naught into X naught, right? So this is the actual value for the Vr naught. So this one will become 0 minus Vn minus Ir naught into X naught. Okay, so Vn can be written as minus of In into Rn minus Ir naught into X naught, because Vn is equal to In into Rn. And also we know that IR naught, In can be written as 3 IR naught into Rn minus IR naught into X naught. So this is what here VR naught. So I'm writing in a simple manner here. VR naught is equal to minus 3 IR naught Rn minus some technical problem is there, just wait. Yeah, IR naught, sorry, this one is minus IR naught X naught. Okay, so I'm writing in the equation form here. I'm drawing the network here, 3 IR naught X, same only I'm writing here, 3 IR naught Rn minus IR naught X naught, right? So I'm drawing in a network form here. So this is your X naught and this is your Rn, this is ground, this is the phase, this is VR naught, this is X naught, this is Rn. Now it is IR naught and here it is 3 IR naught. Correct. So now this is neutral, this is ground. Technically it is wrong because if the equation, if you are turning it into a circuit diagram, the equation is correct, but the circuit diagram is, if you are turning it into circuit diagram, it is wrong because these components are connected in series. In the series, the current should be same. The current should be same, correct? So IR naught is the current flowing through the circuit here, and whenever you are coming to this part, the magnitude of the current is 3 IR naught. So technically, this circuit is wrong. So what you have to do, what is the modification that you have to do is simple modification have to be done here. I'm just keeping as it is the circuit. So this is phase, this is neutral, sorry, this is ground, this is VR naught only, this is X naught only, and this is IR naught only. Here I am writing, instead of Rn, I am writing 3Rn. I am putting IR naught as same. So now this circuit holds good the KCL and KVL principle. In the series, current flowing is same, IR naught, but the value of Vn is here same, 3 IN into 3 IR naught into Rn. So here also the value of Vn is same. Here also the value of Vn is same. So simply by changing the values of these two, now I am able to write the equation like this. VR naught is equal to IR naught into 3 times of Rn. So this is minus IR naught into X naught. So I'm taking common as IR naught, 3Rn plus X naught, right? So this is minus IR naught into Z naught, equivalent impedance of zero sequence component. So very, very important in the gate point of view. SPDCL 2014, it has been asked like the zero sequence impedance, equivalent zero sequence impedance of a zero sequence component is 3Rn plus Jx naught, Jx naught. So what is this value of Rn? Resistance grounding. If the inductance grounding is taken place, if the grounding is taken with respect to an inductance, then this is the value. If the grounding is taken with respect to a solid grounding, so a wire is just shorted, then the value is simply X naught. If the ground is opened, not connected, if the neutral is not connected to the ground, then this will be infinity plus J into X naught. So depending upon the grounding, neutral grounding, the value of Z naught will be varied. The value of Z naught will be varied. So the gate examination also, it has been asked a number of times, like I will be writing here. Z naught equivalent can be written as 3Rn plus Jx naught. This is for resistance grounding. Resistance grounding. Similarly, 3Xn plus Jx naught. This is for reactance grounding. Reactance grounding. If the solid grounding is taken place, 0 plus jx naught, which is equal to x naught only. This is for solid grounding. Solid grounding. If neutral is opened, isolated neutral case, similarly it is infinity plus jx naught, which is equal to infinity only. This is for isolated neutral. Isolated neutral case. So these 4 points are important when you are preparing for a competitive examination. The value of zero sequence impedance. The value of zero sequence impedance. So I'm writing all the values together here. Conclusion of the zero symmetrical component networks. So this can be written in the matrix form, which is equal to 0 ER1. So it is also 0. Only ER1 is produced minus this is x naught equivalent value 0 0 0 x1 equivalent value 0 0 0 x2 equivalent value, and this one is IR naught, IR1 and IR2. So this is symmetrical component networks. So what is the equation for positive symmetrical component network? VR1 is equal to ER1 minus IR1 into X1. Negative sequence component VR2 is equal to 0 minus IR2 into X2. Zero sequence component VR0 is equal to minus IR0 into X0 equivalent. So these are the symmetrical component networks in the unit number 4. Okay, so this is related to symmetrical component networks.